Taehyung saved Jungkook with a single birthday message. ARMY in tears. The silence was shattered by a single sentence, and the world of ARMY trembled. Could it be possible that one short birthday message, just a few words written by Taehyung, was powerful enough to save Jungkook in a moment when the youngest member stood at the edge of exhaustion, uncertainty, and overwhelming pressure? That very question is now haunting fans across the globe, as Jungkook's birthday celebration turned into an emotional revelation no one had expected on the surface. Birthdays are filled with cakes, candles, and cheering crowds. But for BTS, whose every movement is scrutinized by millions, a birthday often becomes more than a personal milestone. It transforms into a mirror of the struggles, the connections, and the fractures within the group. When Taehyung broke his silence and delivered his birthday message to Jungkook, the words were not just wishes. They were a lifeline. And ARMY, watching closely, understood instantly. The weight of his sentence sent shockwaves across the fandom, leaving many in tears, overwhelmed by both relief and heartbreak. Why did this message strike so deeply? To answer this, one must look at Jungkook's current reality. He is no longer just the golden magne, the playful youngest adored for his talent and innocence. He is an artist caught between expectations, burdened by the legacy of BTS, and pushed into the spotlight as the face of resilience. For months, rumors had circulated about his struggles, moments of loneliness, fatigue from endless schedules, and the invisible chains of fame. The tension was clear, and fans whispered that Jungkook was on the verge of breaking. Then came his birthday, and with it, the silence of certain members. But not Taehyung did I in a world where a word can heal or wound. Taehyung's choice of message was like a key unlocking emotions Jungkook had hidden from the public. The wording was brief, almost ordinary, but those who know the history of their bond could feel the undercurrent. Taehyung did not use elaborate praise or poetic declarations. Instead, he chose honesty, timing, and precision. He reminded Jungkook that he was not alone, that even in the chaos of criticism and corporate control, there was someone who understood. That single phrase, delivered on the day when Jungkook stood most vulnerable, changed the narrative instantly. The reaction from ARMY was immediate and overwhelming. Social media flooded with screenshots, translations, and endless interpretations. Tears poured as fans realized how much meaning was embedded in what looked like a simple birthday greeting. The context made it extraordinary. The silence of others, the long-standing rumors of division, and the speculation that Jungkook had been carrying unbearable weight. In this fragile atmosphere, Taehyung's words landed like an anchor, grounding him when the storm threatened to swallow him whole. Observers have noted that this is not the first time Taehyung has acted as Jungkook's unspoken shield. Throughout their years together, moments of subtle support have surfaced. Silent glances on stage, a hand on the shoulder, or a look of reassurance when chaos threatened. Yet this birthday message was different. It was public, it was undeniable, and it came when Jungkook needed it most. The very act of posting it shattered the icy wall of speculation that had surrounded the members in recent months. Suddenly, the bond between them was not a distant memory, but a living, breathing reality, captured in real time for the world to see. What did Taehyung save Jungkook from? That question lingers. Some believe it was a rescue from loneliness, the kind that gnaws at the heart of even the most successful stars. Others argue it was a stand against the relentless machine of the industry, a declaration that friendship and humanity cannot be erased by corporate demands or cold strategies. Whatever the interpretation, one truth remains unshakable. ARMY witnessed a moment where words became salvation, where one member chose to shield another with nothing more than sincerity. The story deepens when one considers the timing. Birthdays in the BTS universe are never random. They're events watched by millions, dissected by analysts, and often loaded with unspoken messages. Jungkook's birthday this year was framed by speculation about internal tensions, about the future of the group, and about the burdens each member carries as they step into a new era. Against this backdrop, Taehyung's message was more than personal, it was political. It was emotional armor, both for Jungkook and for the fans who feared he had been abandoned. Fans across continents described their reactions as a mix of heartbreak and relief. Many admitted they cried uncontrollably upon seeing the message. It was not the words alone, but the knowledge of what lay beneath. For years, ARMY has become adept at reading between the lines, at seeing the story hidden in gestures and silences. To them, this was no ordinary wish. It was proof of survival, proof of brotherhood, and proof that even in the darkest times, a connection remains. The tears of ARMY were not only for Jungkook, but also for Taehyung. To step forward in this way required courage. In an environment where every action is monitored, where the smallest comment can ignite controversies, Taehyung's decision to speak so clearly was both a risk and a rebellion. Yet he chose it anyway, knowing that Jungkook needed it more than anyone else. That sacrifice, the willingness to bear the spotlight and the scrutiny, added even more gravity to his words. As the hours passed, the message continued to echo across digital spaces. Analysts began asking whether this moment marked a turning point for BTS as individuals, not just as a collective. Could it be that Taehyung's gesture was a sign of members reclaiming their voices, breaking away from the silence imposed by external forces? Was it possible that Jungkook's survival in this storm depended not on official statements or scripted appearances, but on the genuine care of his brother in arms? These questions remain unanswered, but their very existence proves the impact of that single message. Perhaps the greatest shock is how something so small, an online post, a brief string of words, could wield such extraordinary influence. Yet history has shown that revolutions are often sparked not by grand speeches, but by whispers. And in this case, Taehyung's whisper became a roar, shaking ARMY to its core and giving Jungkook the strength to keep moving forward. The tears of fans will not dry quickly. They are not tears of mere sentimentality, but of recognition. Recognition that beneath the glamour, there is pain. Recognition that even the strongest can falter, and even the most celebrated needs saving. Recognition that Taehyung, with one birthday message, reminded the world of something often forgotten. BTS is not just a brand. It is a story of human beings bound by fragile, powerful ties. And so the question remains, echoing louder than ever. What exactly did Taehyung save Jungkook from? Was it the silence of isolation, the machinery of an unforgiving industry, or the weight of expectations that threatened to crush him? The answer may never be fully revealed, but one truth stands unshakable. On his birthday, Jungkook was saved by words, by sincerity, and by the brotherhood that ARMY has always believed in. And that, more than anything, is why millions are crying today.